Durham moved to the top of the LV County Championship table with a lead of 14.5 points over Yorkshire, the only two sides left in the title race now, after Durham thrashed third-place Sussex by 285 runs at home. The game was in Durham's pockets at the start of the third morning, with the home side on 212 for 6 in their second innings, which already put them 345 runs ahead in what had been a low-scoring contest. Phil Mustard and Usman Arshad were adding to that first thing. Durham were hitting out, and 32 more runs had been scored in quick time by the time that Mustard, having moved from his overnight 57 to 73, drilled a ball from James Anyon to Joe Gatting at mid-on. Arshad has impressed in his two first-class games. He'd made a very handy 34 here when he pulled Anyon out to Will Beer, with a total now on 251 for 7. The forecast for the northeast for Friday is poor, and so Durham have made their intentions clear that they wanted to get this game over and done with by the end of day 3. Mitch Claydon and Chris Rushford took the lead to 401, and then Paul Collingwood called them in after 40 minutes of play, the innings ending on 268 for 8 declared. It was Sussex's job to at least see out the day, but they lost Luke Wells to the third ball of their second innings as he edged Graham Onions to Scott Borthwick. That was hardly the start the visitors wanted. 6 weeks ago they were perched on top of the table, but results and performances since then have not been up to scratch. They now needed to show lots of fight, and for a while Michael Yardy and Chris Nash were doing just that, as they had to dig deep into their years of experience just to try to find a way. However, that was not going to be easy. Just ask Nash. He did brilliantly to keep this sharp lifter from Onions out. Then, next ball, he received a delivery which almost shot along the ground. So there was hardly any surprise that he was then beaten by the next delivery from Onions, a man who was supported brilliantly by his backup bowlers, most of whom would not have been expecting to be playing in this game. Claydon had returned from Kent, the side he joins full-time next year, and he got the breakthrough before lunch, switching to around the wicket to have Yardy LBW to a full ball for 25. So Durham were on their way in the morning, but even they may have been surprised with how quickly they finished this match off in the afternoon. Nash was on 38 when he was adjudged to be leg before to Claydon, with a total on 71 for 3. That quickly became 73 for 4 as Claydon struck for a third time, Rory Hamilton-Brown unable to get his bat out of the way in time. The impressive Arshad then took over to have Gatting taken behind as 3 wickets had fallen in as many overs. And after a brief break from the wickets, Arshad trapped Harry Finch in front, before he took his tally of victims to 10 in just 2 first-class matches by removing Beer in the same way with his very next delivery. Onions then returned to the scene to grab his 50th championship wicket of another wonderful campaign, Steve McGoffin the man to go with a loose drive to Keaton Jennings after making 20. Rushworth had also bowled really well all match and was finally rewarded with a wicket of Ben Brown, who became the 5th LBW victim of this innings. And it was all over before 3 o'clock when Lewis Hatchett edged Onions to Borthwick. For the second time in a couple of days, Sussex, like Surrey before them at this ground, had been bowled out cheaply. They managed only 116 to go with their 112 first time out, and the combined total of 228 runs was their lowest in a single match since 1926. This was also Collingwood's 12th win from 19 matches as captain. It all meant a very large 285-run victory for Durham, who are now the firm favourites to win the title they last claimed in both 2008 and 9. This was just the result they wanted, one from which they took 20 points to Sussex's 3. That puts Durham 14.5 points clear at the top with 3 games to go. Sussex are 40.5 off the lead now and can wave goodbye to their hopes, although their last 2 matches are against the top 2, so they may still have a big say as to where the trophy will end up in a few weeks' time.